Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so this is a little bit of an unusual video today, but it's an important topic because, especially when you live in Australia, we have long periods of no rain like we did in summer this year. So water is a very precious resource, and the toilet can use up to 30,000 litres of water per year per person, and that's a lot of water, especially when you're on tank water. And not to mention the fact that getting a septic system or getting another sewage treatment system, that was the cat, another sort of sewage treatment system costs anywhere from 30,000 upwards. We did get a quote for a sewage system, I think it was called H2O, that actually produced drinkable water out of it, which I think I'd still use on the garden, but it was going to cost $24,000. Now, you can get a professional composting toilet as well. They're still in the thousands of dollars. Like, I think it's about $3,000 for a commercially available composting toilet. Now, this has got to be the simplest and probably the cheapest toilet that you can possibly get your little hands onto, really. It's got so many things going for it. It's so simple. All you need to do is have a 20-litre bucket, some sawdust, and I picked up a commode chair off Gumtree. I think the commode chair was the most expensive part. If you're handy with some saw and some woods and some screws and some nails, you could make yourself a little seat for it. And a lot of people do. And I'm actually hoping my husband will do that. Because the commode chair is great as a temporary, but it would be better to have a proper seat and stand for it. So yeah, that's basically all it is. So what you do is you stick your bucket in and you put a layer of sawdust in the bottom to start off with. Then when you do number one, you put 1 scoop of sawdust on top of it. When you do number 2, you put 2 scoops of sawdust on top of it. Or basically you cover your business. So yeah. So there's no more having to worry about splashbacks. I hate splashbacks. There's no need to worry about when you flush the toilet, all that bacteria going up into the environment and landing on your toothbrush. Just really disgusting. There's no need to worry about if you have a hose bust or a pipe burst and you've got water and sewage and black water going everywhere, which is just disgusting. Or any of those other problems. So all you do with this is, once you've filled up the bucket, you decide the level you want to fill it at, you put the lid on and you get another bucket. And once you've got a few buckets set out, it's up to you, you can empty it straight away if you wish to. We have a system set up down in the garden which uses 4 pallets. We've got the 4 pallets, and if you can see it down there, just down there. So we've got 4 pallets that make a cubic metre of area. And you dig a little hole, you put some wood chips or mulch or something down on the ground just to absorb that first little bit. Dig a little bit of a ditch, start tipping your buckets in. If you've only got one, then that's great. Then once you've emptied all your buckets, you stick some more carbon material on top of it, either cane mulch or wood chips or lawn clippings, whatever you've got. Just some carbonaceous material, so some dead brown material. Some people use bamboo leaves. You can use whatever, but you just cover it up and there's no smell. There's no smell. I love my composting toilet. I have absolutely no smell. The only time there's a problem is if one of the boys haven't quite covered stuff up properly. And they just come in and put another layer of sawdust on top of it. It's not hard. And the stuff out in the yard, it doesn't have a smell at all. And in 12 months' time, any pathogens or bacteria that might be in there will all have died out. So it's safe to use on fruit trees as a wonderful composting sort of fertilizing material. And it doesn't come in contact with the food anyway because it's a fruit tree. So absolutely no issues there whatsoever. So yeah, love my composting toilet. Very simple solution. Saves thousands of litres of water every year. The first year that we were here, we were constantly running out of water in the water tanks. Now we're fine. We've constantly got water overflowing, even though we're hardly getting any rain. I mean, we have in the last couple of months, but our normal rainy season is summer, and we had a very dry summer this year. So yeah. Anyway, a fantastic little solution and very inexpensive. I think I pick up the buckets on Gumtree for $3 each. And the commode chair I picked up for $30. And I get a big bag of compressed sawdust from my local farm supplies for $13, I think. And that lasts me about a month, maybe 2 months. Oh no, be about a month. But that ends up going straight into the garden, so it's like fertilizer for the garden. So there's no actual waste. So yes, I'm turning our manure into fertilizer for fruit trees and for other things in the garden. Now, we haven't actually been using the system long enough to put any into using around the fruit trees yet, but I've seen people that have. And yeah, it's a very good fertilizer. Yes, I'm sure I'll do further updates in the future, but really, really simple. I mean, there are people that even just put a seat on top of a bucket. Personally, my husband and I are large people, so we needed to be careful on the weight rating for our commode chair. So yeah, just sitting on a bucket wouldn't have worked for us. But that could work for other people. So yeah, so it's just a simple little solution. Really good for us specifically, our septic system is actually not working because the next door neighbour's fig trees' roots are growing into it. And it would cost, well, the council has actually said we can't put another septic system in because of the groundwater being so close in this area. And the only system we could put in is a $24,000 system, other than a composting toilet, which would then be $3,000 plus. And to be able to get a composting toilet, a commercially available one, to be able to be a big enough system for the number of people we have in the house, we'd end up having to have 3 or 4 of them, which would just be silly. So this way, if we need more toilets around the place, we just pick up another commode chair and some more buckets. Really, really simple. And we've actually got 3 set up around the property at the moment. So yes, just a little bit of interesting information, a bit out there. Yeah, much more hygienic. And we just clean it out after we tip the sawdust out. So the way you'd normally clean a toilet. We just do that outside. We just use the garden hose, put some water in, put some detergent in, swish it around, clean it out. All good. So yes, my biggest challenge is the boys get sawdust everywhere. But you get that. But yeah, so that's the update for today. Some interesting little tidbit information. The simplest toilet and the most inexpensive toilet, I think, on the planet, aside from digging a hole. But yeah, anyway, have a great day. Any comments, questions or suggestions, leave them below. Bless you. Have a great day.